What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I am showing you the 7 best figures you can get at these 7 price points ranging from 5 to 15 to 65 to 75. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. But before we begin, I want to tell you, if we get 150 likes on this video right now, then I will make an OG version of each of these figures that, didn't come out this year or the last couple years. Some older figures that you can track down for these prices. With that being said, here are the 7 figures you can add to your collection right now. Starting out at a figure you should add to your collection right now for 5 to 15 US dollars is the Starscream mold. I was a bit indecisive about which core I wanted to include on this list. There weren't too many options that were relatively modern, but I decided that the Starscream mold was very, very excellent. The jet mode is very nice, despite, a few issues here and there. I really, really enjoy it. And it's honestly just a shrunken down, smaller version of the Earthrise. I really enjoy the transformation. Everything that it does is very, very unique, very interesting. Some people don't like the fact that the cockpit has to rest on the back, but for a smaller core class, pretty cheap figure, I think it's great. Now, I'm not sure if you can find Starscream at your local store, but I know for a fact you can find a Thundercracker at your local Target, as long as it's decently stocked. I at least have seen lots and lots of Thundercrackers, but even though I have found a lot of those, I still think Starscream's the best one in terms of the colors. If you can get a Starscream, I think he'll be your favorite. If you don't collect cores, I think he's a good desk toy to have. And yeah, just look at the sculpt, look at the paint. He does a great job of being a cool little guy. And that being said, I think he is a good option to have from the $5 to $15 mark. Now, for the $15 to $25 mark, you can notice that we're going in increments of 10 here. Oh yeah, ignore the green paint. That's definitely not a hint or anything. But yeah, right out of the bat, you might notice that there is a bit of difference. I don't know. No, that's not the right word. There's definitely a differentiation between this and the normal release, where mine seems to be a little bit shinier in some places, and that is because I have installed some toy hacks, along with some new windows that you could win, 10K, and you could win some new windows for your Bumblebee, or some chromed grill pieces. Just makes them look so much better, man. I love this release. Initially, I was pretty skeptical about how it was going to be, because the product photography wasn't good. I think the alt mode looked really dumb, and still, I don't think it's super great. But if you check out my video comparing him to the KBB release, for him being everywhere, and for him being an easily, you'll go to Walmart, Target, really wherever that sells Transformers, there'll be about 7 of these on the store shelves, which is crazy. The A-Level has been doing a really good job of making sure these figures are stocked, and this is a great figure to have stocked, because it's probably the best Bumblebee you can get your hands on for Chug. It's just a very, very solid figure, very good feedback from the fans. So Hasbro, do more of this. I would say I think my biggest issue with this thing is the second Autobot logo, but I did get rid of it. All you need is some rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip. You take the Q-tip, barely dip it in, and rub it. Do it like this and not when it's in alt mode, just so you don't get it anywhere on paint, because it does strip paint as well, as long as there's enough friction or time for the compounds to do their thing. Anyways, just some elbow grease, and eventually it will come right off, and it makes it look more accurate, I guess. So, a very, very solid figure to come in at a $15 to $25 price point. Now, for the Now, for the $25 to $35 price point, here we have this. Oh, I love this figure. Y'all might know that I was initially sort of mixed when it comes to Gamer Edition. A lot of the figures were really good, but the ones that I didn't really love. They're just okay, I guess. None of them I hated. Unlike some people, really despise some of the figures. I think most of them are just fine. But this took all of the positive elements of a Gamer Edition figure and threw them together. From the amazing weapons, to the hefty feel, to the great quality, the interesting transformation, and the excellent and awesome weapon storage. It all really pulls together and gives this guy a 9 out of 10 for me. If you want to go check out my review, I was very positive on this figure, and for people that are skeptical on the white, it's not exactly a more yellowed white, it's more of a desaturated white, if that makes sense. So those skeptical about that, I remember I got some comments, I didn't really explain it well, so now you know. Even if you don't like Gamer Edition, I still think you'll really enjoy this figure, as I really do as well. So, with that being said, Ratchet comes in at $25 to $35. Now for the $35 to $45 price point, here we have the Earthrise Optimus. Now, you might be kind of confused, saying, hey Stellaris, this is a leader class figure. It retails for $55. Well, you might not have checked eBay recently, but within the release of, well, you know who, his prices have really gone down, and it's an excellent time to get this figure. Even if you don't like this figure, you have to admit that he really set the standard and was a pretty top-tier release. At least in my opinion, I think what this did was revolutionary for Optimi. He was like the MP10 before MP44. Very nice. He does the engineering's so cool. I just really love this figure, and a lot of people do too. Maybe it's not geo-inaccurate, but I still think it's an amazing Optimus that if you can't go for the 86, then a lot of times you can find this guy for pretty darn cheap because the 86 was released. With that being said, all of those factors taken into consideration, I think you guys should go pick up an Earthrise Optimus. Now here's where things start to get fun, because from the 45 to 55, we have Tigerhawk. This is such a cool figure. Even if you don't like Beast Wars, man, he still looks pretty darn cool. Let's get a zoom in on that head, if we can actually stand him up. There we go. If we can zoom in on that, look at that head. That is so cool, and all the little panel lining and detailing throughout just so nice. That green just goes so hard with the metallic purple. This guy just looks and feels amazing. The heft is so nice. I think he's a top 3 leader to come out this year. Maybe top 1, I'm trying to think. It's him or another figure that is actually going to be on this list. But he's, maybe the best legacy leader, man. I really enjoy this thing. The transformation's interesting enough to be fun and keep you there, but not complicated enough to make you frustrated. It's in that perfect, happy middle. And the alt mode does have some struggles. Even with that, I still think it accomplishes what it was going for, and I still think that this is an excellent figure to add to your collection. Now, for the $55 to $65 price point, here we have the Bumblebee movie Megatron. Now, it might depend on, I guess with all of these, it'll depend on where you find them, where you live, how much things cost. So this is just based off of my research and what I saw and what I've seen. So if you can't find these things for these prices, and just know that this is what I saw and what I've seen and trends with these figures' costs. But that set aside, Megatron here is so cool. I think the first thing that stands out is the upgrade kits that were given, the cannon, the back, and the sword. A lot of people ask me where I got this. I got this off eBay, and then this off AliExpress. It also comes with another little piece that I just set off to the side. But this is just such an excellent figure. A lot of people dislike the all modes. I gotta admit, they're not great. But when compared to other figures, it's not bad. I think it's fairly cohesive in some cases, and the infinite amount of fan modes really is impressive. A lot of things are capable with this release. And some of you guys might be like, but Stellaris, you hate the Fallen because it has a battle mode. This has a battle mode. You're such a hypocrite. Okay, first of all, you can't even compare the alt modes. The Fallen's alt mode is not nearly as cohesive as this guy's alt modes, and he does not have nearly the amount of awesome fan modes as this guy. Plus, the Fallen's robot mode is not nearly as good as this Megatron. Even with its awful ability to stay together, in my case, if yours holds together, that's awesome. This thing is probably the highest quality figure that I've felt in a while when it comes to Hasbro figures, especially for leaders. And the articulation, the best articulation to come out on store shelves ever from Hasbro. Man, you can't even compete. I mean, the Fallen might be a good poser and whatever, but it cannot compete with this. And that's why he made it to this spot. And finally, the big boy himself, a fan favorite, at least one of my favorites, if we can't call it a fan favorite. It's Magmatron. If you're wondering what that is, watch one of my later shorts that have come out. I guess latest shorts that have come out. Anyways, this is such an awesome release. He honestly was going to win Figure of the Year before 86 came out, and you can bet your butt that he's going to be up there on that list. Man, there's just so many wacky things that this guy does, and, you know, some things he doesn't do great, but a lot of things just rely on the fact that this thing is probably one of the coolest looking things in the history of the universe. Like, come on, 3 dinosaurs, big wings on the head. Like, he just looks crazy and awesome, and I love him for it. There's a lot of people, honestly, that I've talked to that have said, yeah, man, he's kind of disappointing. And I was like, all right, just give it some time and come back to me. Tell me what you think. And they come back, they're like, wow, this is an awesome figure. And those people who have messaged me, you know who you are. You know this thing he's really good. The quality on this release is also very, very nice. The plastic, the heft. A lot of people describe plastic, or at least some kind of plastics that Hasbro uses as hand candy. This whole figure is hand candy. He's just a joy to mess with through and through. And that's why he makes it onto this list. And for $65 to $75, some people might be like, whoa, you can't get this figure for that much. Commander's retail for $90 at least. Well, Target is having a sale for 25% off on Transformers, or at least toys in general, so, you know, take advantage of that while you can. And 25% off, plus tax and everything, does end up meeting that price range, if my math serves me correctly. And I've also seen this guy dip a little below into this range on eBay. You can ask some of my Discord members. They know it's true. They've seen it, and the Transformers deal tabs. Also, join the Discord, man. I'll have a link in the description. You see it in the intro, but just go ahead and join the Discord. Love to have you there, by the way. Coming back to Magmatron, not Megatron, silly me. He's just awesome, dude. And that's why he makes it here. And if, you know, you guys let me know. Do you agree with these takes? Do you disagree? What would you have put on there? And of course, do you want to see the OG version? Hit that 150 likes and it'll happen, man. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. That being said, Stellaris